Well, since we're waiting, why don't I ask you my question?
Go for it.
In Dropbox, I have it on my phone. That's one of my
Mhm.
devices. And when I have a photo up that I want to put it into Dropbox, I click on the little square with the arrow pointing up that move it.
Mm,
And
yeah.
one of the choices down the list is add or save to Dropbox,
hmm
which I've done and it works fine.
Yeah.
If I choose two pictures to move, it won't move them. It doesn't even show up as an option.
Huh.
Save to Dropbox. If I choose more than one picture at a time, it doesn't come up as an option even to save to Dropbox. I'm wondering, is that a setting that I don't have correct? Or
I
is
don't
that the free
know.
Dropbox version that won't let me do that?
I have Dropbox set up so it uploads all my photos from my camera reel.
Okay.
So I've not tried to do multiple images at a time. Are you doing this from the Photos app or are you doing it from the Dropbox app?
I'm sorry, I should have told you. I'm doing it from Mac Mail.
Oh, Mac Mail. On your phone.
On my phone, right.
Yeah, one of them should, let me try. I've got an email here with multiple pictures. Yeah. Yeah. Add service.
Actually, if I do, I can do it from photos too, and I'm in that right now. But if I select more than one picture, the save to Dropbox option does not show up. But if I
Is there
select
a,
one picture, search one pic or select one picture, it does show up at the bottom of the list under print.
is there a little plus button? I use Spark Mail, so I'm going in a little blind, but
Well, if you go into photos, which is where I am now,
yeah.
and select the photo and then scroll down that I want to do something with it,
With the,
save to Dropbox is an option. But if I choose more than one photo to save to Dropbox at a time, that save to Dropbox option vanishes.
Yeah, you're right.
Is that the free version causing that problem, or is that?
No, because I
not
don't see
move?
it either. And I have the paid version.
And you're
So
getting the
I'm,
same problem?
yeah, so here.
Okay. So it's inherent to Dropbox then.
Let me see. If you can see what I see. Screaming. Okay. Photos. So if I pick a couple photos and what do I want to do? Under more. Yeah, I don't see it there and it's not
Yeah, see, it's
here
usually,
at all.
for mine, it's right under print. If I select only one, now go back, select just one photo and it'll be there. See, there it is, save to Dropbox.
Yep. Yep.
So that must be an issue with Dropbox, that it only lets you save one at a time.
I'll have to do some Googling and see if there's a workaround. You could also do the upload all photos to Dropbox and then delete the ones you don't want. That's an
Okay.
option too. If you're uploading most of your photos from your phone to Dropbox, I don't know.
Photos that we had taken of the dog playing with another dog, and I was trying to send them to my Mac, my iMac, and it's easier to do Dropbox than emailing it. But if
Do you AirDrop it? I find AirDrop is the way I do that kind of thing.
I tried AirDrop and it tells me that it can't find anybody to AirDrop to.
Huh, do you have the settings on your Mac to everybody or friends?
I thought it was to everybody. That would be under system preferences, right? Sorry, gang, I've
If you go
monopolized
to
it
the
already.
AirDrop, if you go to the AirDrop finder, discovered by, if you're under AirDrop, everyone, no one, contacts only. So contacts would allow you.
Where did you get to that AirDrop screen?
This is in the finder.
Oh, okay.
So there's an AirDrop button, and then it will show you who's around you. And this Mac, it is discovered by anyone, or you could do contacts only.
Mine says, allow me to be discovered by everyone.
Okay. And your phone says that too?
That I'm not sure because I've never tried to do that.
If you say select.
Where do I find it on my phone since there's no finder screen?
Well, the quickest way to check is if you select the photos you want and you hit the share button, if you hit the AirDrop,
right,
the device should be there. If it's not there, then you have to turn it on, which I think is under settings.
The iMac did just come up.
Cool. So just click that and it will move it to your downloads in your Mac. It takes no time. I wish AirDrop was around for everyone because AirDrop is amazing.
Does the device
I'm sorry.
Does the device have to be on to be discovered?
It might, if it's asleep, it might need just tapping.
Because my wife's phone isn't coming up and it should. But it's probably.
Yeah, it also is how distant you are from the devices. So
it's upstairs one level.
If she's upstairs or outside, it may not reach you. But at church and things, if I take a photo of you and your, family, and then I go, okay, I want to share that immediately to you. If you both pull out your phones, if they pull out their phone too, I can just AirDrop it. It's faster than texting it to them.
Yeah, I'm sure. All right, thank you.
Yeah, that's a workaround anyway. Until we can figure out what's going on.
I don't have Chuck's problem. You know why?
You don't have a Mac and you don't have.
My dog died.
Oh.
No dog. No dog, no problem.
Oh, well, welcome everybody. I apologize. We were in a Mac focused.
That's why you do this.
Hunt.
Did you have a sweet Easter?
It was nice. Yes. I was at the church most of the day, so that was fun. Got to see a bunch of you. How about you?
I heard there's pictures someplace. Where are the pictures?
There'll be a link in the email today, but they're on Facebook and Instagram at the moment.
Did you see them in person? Actually,
yes, we had 2 outdoor services.
Oh, that's right. So not even virtually, you actually
saw people.
Yeah, live bodies.
Right.
That's downright whelming. Wow.
I know.
Or of course, with masks, it's sometimes hard to tell who's who.
Yeah, I know.
Well, and if you don't see people for a year, you start to lose people's names. You're like, I should know your name. I'm sorry, it's not coming to me.
Plus, some of us change. I'm more depreciated.
Well, and like Dave Carpenter's hair was like 3 or 4 inches long. So I was like, who is that person with the crazy hair?
I look like one of the monkeys. Look at my
yeah.
But we all know who the monkeys are. It's okay.
Right. That's because we're excessively mature.
But I know who they are.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Anyway. How is everyone? Good.
I wasn't at the last session, but I started to watch it and saw that Betty Ann had the same question I had. I've been waiting to see Dan's presentation. So if there's a way that you want to share it with any of us, I would like to be on that too.
Well, you know what? On Monday night, what is it, the 12th?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm doing it again at 7 o'clock from 7 to 7:45.
Okay, but how do we get invited to that?
Well, you're talking to the person. That's what I will do. It's a Stephen Ministry thing, and I'm doing add-ons to people. So I'm going to take a couple of names down. I've already got some other people involved in it. So what they'll do is send you out a link. Okay, so Nancy Tuttle.
I'd like to be on that list too.
Who's that?
Eberhard, Judy Eberhard.
Is, I don't know that it's going
It's
to.
Dan's fan club.
It's not necessarily going to be a bestseller, but I've never done something like this, talk about myself this much. So who talked about it the other day?
Betty Ann.
Yeah. Okay. I've got her on already. Okay. What I was going to, okay. So Nancy, Judy, and Betty Ann.
Thank you.
Yeah, Nancy, we didn't record it because Dan didn't want it shared on the internet. So
Yeah, I heard you say that. I thought, oh, that's why. But see, it's popular, Dan, because people have been looking for it and waiting for it. So
I'm just so proud.
Having experienced it, I can highly recommend the time is well spent.
thank you.
Dan, what are you talking about?
I did a presentation. Okay, I was asked to do a presentation to the Tuesday morning group about, what do I call it? About my resilience, my 44 years with MS. And what I did, it was kind of like like a Genesis in the beginning. It went right back to growing up, the whole thing, and went through my life and basically how I have dealt with MS and so on. Craig Garner asked me to do if I would do it. And so I did it, and he helped me, and Dave Goodale and so on. So I gave it earlier on Tuesday morning group, and the Steve minister, I've been a Steve minister almost 10 years, and they thought that it would be a good continuing ad. So I'm doing it again on Monday. And it basically talks about how I dealt with it. And
Could you put my name on the list too,
sure.
please?
Since you said please, of course.
Love that sense of humor.
mm-hmm.
Talk to my wife. It gets old.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. And it's only going to be 45 minutes long because Ian sent me an email because we got a meeting afterwards. So I'm going to talk like a Federal Express commercial and get right through it.
Oh my.
Okay.
Well, and I feel privileged to have seen the unabridged version.
Pardon?
That I feel privileged to have seen the unabridged version.
Oh. Well, don't feel too privileged, you know. My life's not all that exciting, but
Everyone's life is exciting in their own way. Well, does anyone have any tech questions today? Or fellowship time?
I have a couple that are just, I am, this is going to be, we're back to 101 here, but I want to clean up my email because I tend to let everything on there that I might want to save, like every Steve Garnis poem that comes through. And I do know how to make folders. But two questions. For example, like just the other day, a friend from my small group sent 2 attachments about racism and the books that she has read and some past information from church. And I would like to save those into a folder, not the whole email. And I don't know how to do that.
Do you want to save them on in your like documents on your computer, rather than saving it in a folder in your email?
Well, I don't know, is there I just tend to, with some email things, receipts that come in from places, I create folders and then I just move the whole email over, but I
Right.
don't want the whole email. I just would like those attachments, and that's what I don't know how to make that happen.
You
There's
can
not a way.
download those attachments.
There's not a way to move them into a folder in your email without moving the whole email. So I would download the documents
Download them like onto desktop.
Yeah, and create a folder like racism or,
Right.
prevention
Okay.
or, and whatever you want to call it, and save it into that folder. Do you know how to
Okay.
do that? Do you want
Yeah.
us?
I might need to be talked through it because I used to be, before the new computer, even, if I would click on the document, and then it shows up in the lower left-hand corner and I click on that, up at the top of my computer would still be that area that says save as, print. That's not there.
Okay.
And I don't know where to find it.
Do you
You
want
want
to
to share your screen?
Okay, yeah, I can do so. All right, so I'm just gonna, what do I do here? Go to AOL Mail.
Go
Click on
to
my,
the green screen share button at the bottom of the Zoom meeting.
okay,
Click that,
okay.
and there should be a pop-up that pops up,
Select a window or application you want to share.
and it should be highlighted over screen
Yeah,
on the left, and then just hit the blue share button.
screen, it says screen. Oh, okay, I see it. Okay.
Cool.
Now if I go to email,
Yep.
AOL Mail, okay. All right, let's find this. Here's the email
Okay.
from Anne, and here's the attachment. So
Mhm.
here's the first one.
If you click that,
Yeah, and see it
oh,
comes
it
up down.
already downloaded it for you. So
Okay, I guess I don't know where it is.
it's probably going to be in your downloads folder. Do you see the little caret arrow thing next to the word DOCX on that gray box? If you
Over to the right a little bit,
move your mouse over to a right, there's like a little up arrow.
right there.
Yeah, click
Oh,
that.
right here. Okay.
Click that. And you can say show in folder,
Okay.
and that's going to tell you where it stored it to.
And it went to your downloads.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you want to move it somewhere like your desktop, you can drag the where it's blue highlighted books on racism
Uh-huh.
and drag it to your desktop, or if you want to move it to your documents, you could drag it to the documents on the left hand
Okay.
side.
I have to admit, I don't do the documents piece. So if I click on this and drag it over to where it says desktop,
Move it up over top of the word desktop.
okay.
Make it turn blue.
No,
Yeah.
there you
Oh,
go.
There we
no.
go. Okay. And,
Nope.
and that will go to desktop.
Yep.
Try again. I think you need to let go over the, when it's highlighted blue.
Down a little, down a little. There you go.
Oh,
There you go.
Okay, I saw,
There you
I
go.
see now. It said move to desktop. Okay. And then when I click on it there, then what will come up is what I need to move it to a folder.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
So if you close out of this, and you go to your desktop, you should be able to see it on your desktop now.
So if I'm going to get out of AOL Mail,
Just, no, don't get out of it. Just minimize it.
okay.
You know how to minimize?
Well, I thought I did, but I don't see where it says that.
We
yet.
might be
Oh.
your way.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
here it is. Here it is. That should
Yep.
work. Yep. There you go. Okay.
And then you can minimize your downloads.
We might be over top of it. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
There it is. Right in the middle of
And
the screen.
You see
there
it
it is.
faster than I do. Books
It-
on racism. Okay.
mhm.
And
So if
then
you
if I,
wanted to make a folder or something about, race
yeah,
and racism.
I just want to have the racism folder. So I click on this or make the folder first.
And then
Right.
drag the document in the,
Okay. I think that I can do. That I know how to do.
well, you can try working on it while we're talking, and if you have trouble, we'll walk you through it.
All right. Well, I'm going to double click on this and pull it up.
Judy, I'm interested. Both my daughters are very interested involved. My oldest daughter, especially in the whole racism issue. What books or whatever have you found particularly moving to you?
Well, these are books that one of my small group members she is she's been doing a lot of research and a lot of reading. This is her list. So I will forward the email to you, Dan. So
Judy,
you have it.
I have another book to add to your list of nonfiction books, which I just had finished reading and it was phenomenal. It's called Cast. And let me find what the Cast, The Origins of Our Discontent by Isabel Wilkerson. That was talking, but if you want to forward me that email from Anne, Judy, I can send it to everyone
Okay, I'll do
if
that.
they're curious.
Hey, are you gonna send this? You're gonna forward this to me then?
I'll forward it to everyone, and if they
I'll
don't want to
forward
read
it.
it, they
I'll
don't have to.
forward it. I'm sure Anne will be fine with that. It's Anne McNally who has done, she's done a lot of research and a lot of reading. Okay, so I've got this up. Now, when I go to file, I don't need to do that. I guess I don't know what to do with this list now, actually.
Well,
Sorry.
if the Word document is just open on your computer. So if you want to forward it to Dan or I, you have to go back to your email.
Okay. Why don't I just do that? Let's see. So I just need to X out of this.
Yep.
Go back to my email. I just went through one of these update things on the computer. Now it's one more step to get to email. It's like, come on. Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Thank you.
Sure. Well, now how do I? Oh, you know what?
Are we in your way?
Yeah, to scroll down. I can do it. I'll come back. How about just come back on with you and I can do that as soon as the classes. Oh, all right.
I just stopped the screen share, so feel free to play around with
Okay.
that. And if
Okay.
you want to try making a folder on race on your desktop and dragging that in. that's
Okay.
fine. And if you
But
have
I'm going to forward this to your email at churches, L.
George,
Oh, there you are. Okay. Okay, so I'm sending this to you now.
cool.
And Lynn, are you gonna put that in your
Recap.
tech times summary, that folder?
Yep.
For the, okay,
Because
good.
I figured more than one person wants that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I have a question if there's a moment. I was on my iPhone and I deleted, I didn't mean to, but I deleted all my messages, my emails,
Text messages or emails?
um, emails on my inbox. And I could not figure out how to bring them back, undelete them. I can do that on my computer, I think, but I didn't know how to do it on my iPhone.
Are you using the Mac Mail app on your phone? Or are you using Gmail's app?
I have Gmail.
What app do you use to view your email on your phone?
What app do I use to view my email? That's a good question. I just go to an icon that has that looks like a letter, right?
It's a blue box with a white envelope.
Yes. It doesn't say what it is, but that's what it is. That's what it looks like.
Yep.
Don't smile.
No.
Any question is okay. All the 101s are okay.
I know, I'm appless.
That's good. That's good. Me too. So, okay, I open it up. It doesn't say anything about what it is. It's just the blue square with the white envelope. And I have Gmail, but I don't know anything about what app it is.
Yeah, it's the regular Mac Mail. Give me a second for me to.
So I couldn't, I tried in different ways to undo it and bring it back into the inbox. So couldn't do it. So I had to go to trash and try to find all the ones that I wanted to keep and forward them back into my inbox, which was tedious.
You shouldn't have to forward them. You should be able to move them.
How would I have moved them from trash back to inbox?
Okay, so
Not knowing the app, I would just guess that there's a checkbox next to each email, and you can check multiple emails and then move them back to the inbox.
Let me see.
But Lynn's going to show us, so I'm not going to worry about the answer.
Oh, I think you got something here. Let's see if I move that. Okay, hold on. Move. Oh, you're brilliant. I could have done it that way.
okay, so I'm guessing we don't have to go through this now, or we can just.
Okay, this is what. Okay, this
So
is.
she's using this blue Mac. Oops.
Yeah.
And if you
Go to your
go
trash,
go to the trash section.
because all my that I guess they all went to trash.
Yep. And then pick the email that you
Well, Steve
want to,
just, yeah, Steve said to go to edit. And then I could have scroll down and picked all the ones that I wanted back,
yep,
like that, and then go down to move.
Yep.
And then where does it say move back to inbox?
not bringing that back for whatever reason. That's bizarre.
Isn't that,
Oh, there it is.
isn't that aggravating when that happens, Marty? When
Yep.
Yes,
things just disappear.
they do.
Lynn,
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Appreciate that little tidbit, Steve. And that would have, that would have been great because I was just pulling my hair out trying to find all the emails I lost.
would you
Karen?
run through that again? I'm lost.
Sure.
Because I have my phone in
Okay.
front of me and I know what Marty's saying.
So let me pull up my phone again.
Marty's the
So,
expert now.
so she's using Mac Mail, which is this blue folder with a white. So if you go,
I have that icon too.
Okay.
so if you go to your inbox, this is what you should see. Something like it. And it's
Yes.
probably going to be white. I have a black mode.
So what I did, Karen, was I was editing and I was punching all the ones that I wanted to do as trash. And I was
Right.
doing it quickly. And I hit, when I finished that, I hit delete all instead of another button that would have just deleted the ones that I had marked. And so everything vanished off of my inbox. And then I tried to figure out a way to undo that like I can on my computer.
Excuse me.
But I
So
could,
Karen, if you're in your inbox, you should see your emails that you haven't opened. If you're looking for an email that you accidentally sent to trash on your phone, do you see this little caret where it says mailbox up at the top here?
Wait a minute.
Karen?
I brought up my email messages.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the top, it says it has a caret with back. Then in
Yeah.
the middle, it says all boxes. And then on the right, it says edit.
Do you see something like this? If you hit the caret, you click the edits over here and the mailboxes is on the left.
I have, select all. Is that what Marty,
So she hit edit
right?
and she probably hit select all here and hit trash.
So
Trash
she
is at
killed,
the bottom.
Hello,
so she killed everything.
hello.
Okay.
So if you want to find something in your email that you trashed,
Right.
instead of hitting edit, you'd hit mailboxes and you should see all your folders in your inbox. Maybe.
Yeah, let me see if I can get that. All boxes.
Yep.
If I hit all boxes. All right, wait a minute.
you mean all mail? Or what? I don't have anything that says all boxes.
Oh, I have all inboxes. Okay. If I hit that,
So if you want to go to your trash, you should see all the trash emails that you've received. And if you want something back, you click on it and there's a little folder icon on the bottom next to the little trash can. If you click that and you go to the folder you wanted to go to, so if you do inbox, it will now go to your inbox folder.
I don't know how to pull trash up on my phone.
Okay, so are you in your inbox section?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see at the top it says mailbox or edit?
Okay, edit on the right, I see.
Do you have a mailbox on the left?
No, it says a caret that says back. Am I in
Hit
the
the
wrong?
back, yeah, hit the back.
Okay.
Does
Now I
that
have
show
mail,
you something like this?
yes, but I don't have junk or trash in my options.
Interesting. If you scroll down, do you see it anywhere?
No, I only have all boxes, iCloud, AOL, VIP, flagged today. And then there's a gray section that says iCloud and AOL.
If you click AOL, does it show you more in the AOL section?
Ah, yes. Yes, okay, I found it.
Yay.
Thank you.
Well, you
So,
might want to delete all your junk and your trash if you didn't know where that was, because you might have like thousands in trash and junk.
Believe it or not, I only have 11 in trash and I don't have any in junk. But it also lists my folders. So neat.
email should sync with your computer email, so you should see exactly what you see on your
Yeah,
computer.
thank you. Thank you.
So
This
you
is
should be
wonderful.
able
I've got 800 and some.
Wow.
That's a subject of marital discontent. Patty doesn't like me to have all those.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marty. I didn't know I even had this. Thank you.
You're
I'm
part of
that person that's not
You're
afraid
part
to ask the dumb question, you
Oh,
know.
I didn't even know that was on my phone. Thank you.
Marty, you're part of my support group.
I am too.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay,
thank you.
I got one.
Go for it.
Yeah, I was working on just Word document. I actually was inviting Nick to attend this presentation, and it just disappeared. Now this would have been working in my emails. No, not my emails, just on my a Word document. It disappeared. Is there a similar a place I can go to get that back? And it disappeared, and I couldn't do the Control Z because too much time had gone by,
Mm-hmm.
and I disappeared. Is there any way? I don't know why.
If it's a Word document, you didn't save it before you started that document?
Well, you know what I was doing is I had written to somebody else, so I was using that as a template to some extent and make some changes. It could just be gone. I'll just redo it.
If it was an email, there should be a draft in your draft folders.
I didn't get to the email phase yet. I was gonna put it there.
Yeah.
I'll just
If you back up your computer, if it backs up every hour or so, you might be lucky enough to have it, but I'm guessing you
no
don't
other
do it that often.
it's just part of my do it right the second time. I'll do it again. So
Yeah. I'm sorry. Wish I had a magic wand for that.
okay.
got another question.
Sure.
The Norton system of encrypting your passwords. So as I understand it, you put your passwords into that, and then you have one password that with Norton that then you can go into your little Norton box and
Master password.
yeah, pass the password and just go to the, okay. But it makes it very hard for somebody trying to hack in to get into your password through the Norton
A
system.
little safer, yeah.
So if you wanted to change a password, is that easily done? I mean, I don't need to know the technicality of it, but if you want to change a password or have to change a password, let's just say, I don't know, whatever. Is that easily done with a system like Norton?
I don't have the Norton Password Manager, so I can't speak exactly for that program.
Mhm.
But most all of them have a way for you to sync, you know, like the new password in, if there's a way for that to easily copy in the new stuff.
That just seems like that would be a common event because, you know, I'm always having to either, you know, it just doesn't work and I have to change it or something like that. Another question is, I have, and you know how different medical, like pen medicine, you can hook up your pen medicine information with your Jefferson information, with your Crozier information, so your doctors can go on and access the information from the other entities. You know, I've done that. And I wonder how that would work within Norton. You know, if I put that into the Norton system.
You're not giving those or hospitals your specific password and username. You're just saying, please sync my information with these people.
No, they
Right.
don't have my passwords, but when I'm at Penn, some doctor from Penn, they can go in and get some information from Jefferson, let's say. And no, they're not getting my password, but I've given Penn and Jefferson the you know,
Consent.
I've done it myself, given them the channel to talk, to get each other's information about me. So within the Norton system, I get, you might not know this because you probably haven't done this, but I wonder how that would work within the Norton system, if it would still work.
It would still work. It's two different things. The Norton is just your personal username and passwords. They're using their own stuff on a back end. The code is being sent between the systems. They're not logging into your account to retrieve that information. You gave them approval to send it to each other.
Okay, I got you.
So
it wouldn't,
Norton wouldn't, if you change your password to those things, it will not affect their ability to
do that.
You wouldn't have to email them and be like, hey, I changed my password.
So if I had to change my password to Penn, I would change it and then go through the Norton thing to change my password within the Norton. Okay. Just wondered.
They wouldn't have to go to you, and you wouldn't have to be like, hey, I updated my stuff, because if that would be a full-time job for like 10,000 people, you know, trying to maintain everybody's new passwords.
Yeah, well, that's good to know. Okay, thank you.
Marty, just as an example, when I change a password, the next time I log into that site, my password manager notices that the password changed and asks me, do you want to save this again? So I'm imagining Norton does something similar.
Stephen, who's your password
I
manager?
use Avast.
So you change your password, then you go back the next day to that site and you log in, And then they ask you the question, do you want to save this?
Yes, because they
Okay.
noticed that it changed
You hit save. Okay,
and it's done.
it's done. Okay.
Steve, does it automatically change and drop the old one?
Yes,
Yeah.
What program are you using, Stephen?
I use Avast Password Manager,
How do you spell it?
Avast.
Avast, like you're a pirate. Avast, you may be.
Avast, okay.
They do antivirus software too.
Yes, they
Like
they
what?
have a very extensive set of different programs that they package together. If you want it, or you can choose a la carte and get whatever you like, a driver updater and a
Mhm.
performance enhancer and things like that.
Why do you choose that one? Is it better than?
It was recommended to me by a gentleman that knows more than I do.
We're in different modes. You're in graduate work and I'm in daycare, but would that work for me?
They have a free virus. Antivirus software that you can use, and then you can buy the other stuff, which includes malware and other things like that, guard. But I highly recommend them. But if you're happy with what you have, I would change it just to have Avast.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah, it's like
it's designed by a company in the Czech Republic. It's a very widely used security system.
yeah, they're just competitors of Norton, like, PCs
Okay.
and Macs and things.
I don't think I'll complicate things anymore.
No, I wouldn't.
My life's not complicated enough.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. I've probably asked this before, but if I had a Word document and I had a list of maybe 3 or 4 passwords written on it. Let's say I was going to send you, I'm not going to do this, but if I was going to send you, Lynn, here's an email and I've got some passwords I changed in it. Would a bad person be able to, would they have the sense to get into my email and know that I have passwords written on a document?
They could.
It depends on how you name the Word document. If you name it Dan's passwords, they'll be like, oh, that's the document I want to open.
I'm not that stupid.
I wasn't saying you were.
No, I don't. No, didn't take offense, but I know what you mean. But I just wonder how much they're into it. How much they're able to pick things like that out.
But you wouldn't want to use the word password in the email referring to the document either.
I don't. But I didn't know if it was just in any regular sort of email. If they would go in, I don't know how.
My guess is they're searching keywords if they're in your email, they're not going to deep dive and read all your emails to try to hunt something down. They're going, and I don't know I haven't done enough research about computer hackers and things, but I think their main objective when they hack into someone's email is to get their contacts and then send their contacts phishing information. Because that gives better results for them to make money off people's with phishing accounts than hunting for your passwords and your thing. They might do both, but they're not going to spend 2 hours in Dan's email looking for passwords.
If you're going to make a document, with a list of passwords in it. The smart thing to do is to print it and then delete the file and shred it with the document shredding software.
I just did that today. That's what I'm doing. What that though, it's nice from an efficiency point of view, if there weren't hackers, bad people, to be able to go in and just change it and have the whole thing on file, but I guess you can't do that. So
Dan, you could also save the document with a password and make it a really strong password on your computer. So even if they get the document, they then have to put in your password before they see the passwords in your Word document. So that's another way of doing it. That is another preventative measure.
So I'm sorry, would you repeat that? So if I have a document
Mhm.
and it's, passwords, what, what did you say?
So what you can do on a Word document or an Excel document, if you store, all your passwords, like the name of the company, the username and the password, in an Excel document or a Word document, what you can do is you can add a password. So you're asked a password when you click that document open on your computer,
How
it's
do you
going to
do,
ask you to type in a password.
how do you do that? I mean, how do you get it into that?
You can easily do that. I don't have Word on my computer. So maybe somebody, because I'm guessing most of you aren't using Pages. Stephen, do you want to open a Word document? And
I don't use Word.
You don't Word? Oh yeah, these people,
I know
I can do it.
we're so
Oh,
regressive.
Thank you, Chuck.
I forget where it is, however.
We'll walk you through it.
Nobody uses Word anymore.
I hate
do.
Word.
I'm not a fan of it, but I use it.
Why do you?
I just don't feel like paying for a word processor.
So you hate it and you're cheap then. So okay.
Well,
What
I
is it?
do have Scottish roots.
Oh. Why do you hate Word?
I have to leave. I'm sorry. I made an appointment for 11 o'clock, but thank you all for patience and for great answers.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was good
Bye-bye,
seeing you,
Judy.
Judy.
Bye-bye.
Time, Judy.
Thanks.
Lynn, why do you hate? What's this hatred for Word? Why do you feel that way?
Microsoft software in general, I just find frustrating to use. I honestly don't use, I really don't use Word documents anymore. There's no reason to, in my opinion, I'm not writing papers, I'm not writing sermons, I'm not, doing a whole lot of written stuff. And as a communications person, I use Adobe InDesign to make documents pretty. So when I do make, like the annual report or stewardship brochures, I'm using advanced software because it's a lot easier to manipulate and edit and design and make it look pretty.
But you have to have something to read the Word documents you get.
I
How do
use
you-
Pages, which is the default.
Oh,
Like Stephen says, I don't want to make the church spend however much for me to install that on my computer.
See, I
'Cause I don't use it all that often.
I don't do pretty. I do volume of words.
Mhm.
What you say in 2 sentences, I can say in 3 paragraphs. So it takes forever, but okay.
Steve,
Yeah.
you brought up a good reminder and something I don't know how to do. When you delete things, they're still out there somewhere, right?
Yes.
How do you do a shredder?
Yeah.
Well, for example, part of the Avast suite is a shredder, but I think Windows has a shredder as part of the system. Let me look real quick.
While Steven's looking that, maybe Chuck will show a word or.
Yeah, I finally found it. You want me to share my screen quickly?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. All right, I have a Word document open here that's empty. It's just a brand new document.
Okay.
But if you go up to the format or the tools tab,
Tools.
Right.
okay. About 2/3 of the way down, you have protect document.
I've seen that before. I didn't know what to do with it, but.
All right, well, click on it. And you have two choices here. And keep in mind that you're setting up a password for this file only. If you type in a password here, whatever you want, and say, okay, then in order to open this document again, you need to type in that password. Okay,
And you see there's
Okay.
two options there. You can set a password to open the document.
yes,
And there's a password to edit the document. So say you want to send this to, your kids or your grandkids for them to be able to view your passwords. But you don't want them to be able to edit your passwords on the document. You could create a password for you to modify the document and then a password for them or to just view the document.
Let me go through what we went through. First thing you went to was what?
You go to, you mean the beginning? It's
Yeah.
tools up
I
in your
went to
tab.
tools up at on your top menu.
Okay, then
And
down.
about 2/3 of the way down is protect document.
Protect document. Then
You should get a pop-up window.
okay, then there was security, then there's passwords.
Yeah. And
Then-
the first one just puts a password on your document, as Lynn said, but every time you open it, you'll need to put in a password. And if you want to modify the document, you can put the same password in or a different password, so that you have to do that if you want to edit it. As Lynn said, if you want to send it to somebody, but that they can see it, but not edit it, then you want to put the second password in.
What would you typically put both in?
I have a file like you suggested that has my usernames and passwords in them. And I have it password protected like this.
Okay.
I've printed out a copy for me to use easily, but as I get new passwords, I go into this file and edit it and then reprint it. But I have to put in a password here in order to open the file up initially.
Yeah.
You can create a password, you can put a password on an already created document, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, all you have to do is open it
And go to the
and
tools.
let's see. Open. Let's do an open. All right. So I can go into this one and do the same thing, tools, protect document,
Yep,
and I get
okay,
the same window.
okay.
So yes, you can do it with a new folder, a new file, or an existing one,
Mhm.
whichever.
You might also at the last section there, oops. Do you want to go back there? Thank you. There's a privacy section, so you can remove like who's created this document and things like that. So your name and stuff won't be attached to it as well.
You can
So it'll
also
be-
click the
Wait,
middle
but
one
that
there. and you-
removes, what's that remove?
So it will remove like when you save a document, it will say who created it, like Dan Wilcox account created this document. It would remove all of that kind of stuff.
Okay.
It's not necessary, but it's one more thing to avoid detection.
Okay, it'll be interesting to see if my free Word program has this, because I didn't know it
It
did.
should.
Okay.
So with.
If you have
it-
trouble next week, we can look at it too.
You know, I won't keep going on here, but like Stephen, you were talking about say I had this and I had passwords on it, I just made it, and then I went into the Word document and I erased everything. Now, does that document live on though, you're saying? Or is
Yes,
that?
there's an image of it on your disk until you format the disk or shred the file.
Did you find where it was to shred it on a Windows?
I think so. I'm going to create something and then get rid of it.
So if I have a Word document, I do this, I create a password for this Word document. Okay. So my Word document is a list of passwords, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I create a password for this.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you write it down, because if you forget it, you're done.
Yeah, because I don't want to put that password on my computer, right?
No.
Yeah.
No, you want to
So-
write it someplace else, totally off your computer.
Off the computer.
Actually,
Yeah.
mine's on the list that I created, or the password list. The usernames and password list. I put it on that list that's password protected. But I have a hard copy of it printed out that I can access
Okay.
anytime I want to.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
it's on there.
It's like your Norton password manager would be too. You need one master password that would let you in to see all the things. So you either want to make it strong but easy to remember, or print out everything. And
Isn't it interesting? I'm working on things that I want to keep and they just disappear. But then I'm working on something that I want to disappear, like those passwords, and they won't go away. Why is life this hard?
it's a
You're
good
just
question,
lucky, Dan. That's all it is.
I always leave the session. I feel better because of the company, but I'm confused. Very confusing.
I wish I could make it less confusing for you.
Oh, you do. You do.
You.
I have another question. So I have let's say I have 5 different Word documents that I want to create a password, and they're from 5 different, they're 5 different topics or whatever.
Mhm.
Do I put the same password in for each one? Is that how that works? You
You
use the same,
can, or you could do different ones.
but
You can do it any way you want to, Elsa. I mean, if you use the same password, it makes it easier for you, obviously. If
right.
you use a different password, it makes it a little more challenging. But nobody's going to know this password but you. And you've got it written somewhere on paper, hard copy, somewhere that you know where to
could
get
find.
it, or it'll be up here. But you can use the same password on all of them if you want. I mean, make it easy on you,
Mhm.
Yeah, but then it makes it easier on someone else. For instance,
but nobody else can get it.
I don't know. Patty doesn't agree with that. I think she thinks there's somebody out there that's trying to get myself. Now, I don't think I should use the same password for my income tax and for my finances versus my Lynn George password, you know?
Mhm.
You see what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's a personal preference. If you're worried about someone getting on your computer and getting every single file, I'd make a different password for every single document. If you just want another, step, you can use the same password for everything. It's a personal choice, and
Yeah.
no judgment for either, because they're both good.
I tend to figure with all the people in the world, why would they choose me?
Mhm.
I mean, I'm just not that exciting, or I'm not that wealthy that why would they choose me? But
But that's the way I feel. I mean, I don't think anybody would care to try to hack into my computer because I'm not that, I don't have anything that important.
Marty,
They don't know that.
I'll hack you if you'll hack me.
I wouldn't even know how to begin to hack.
I'd like to see that.
Uh, Go to Russia, learn how to do it there.
Uh,
Well, I think I brought the meeting down.
Not at all. Passwords are always a good topic of conversation and reminders.
Well, I just figure it's just one more degree of
Protection.
difficulty.
Yes.
If I
Goodbye,
have to,
Karen. It's lovely to see you this week.
So turns out Windows does not have its own file shredder, which I thought it did. And
Mm.
you have to get a third party piece of software.
Good to know. But yeah, any additional steps you can take, like shredding or adding a password, is always a good practice. More annoying and frustrating for you, but
Well,
If
thank
you're
you.
getting rid of your computer, there is such a thing as a disk shredder as well, which will write random stuff all over the hard drive before you get rid of the computer.
mhm.
I have a friend that actually shreds the hard drive into little pieces.
Yeah,
wow.
that's doable.
I think it's it's time to get new friends.
Yeah,
Now, that's a good friend to have.
yeah, it is. So, yeah. I know we're over 11. Any other things you want to discuss?
just
before-
one quick question. If
Yeah.
I have to share with my brother changes in passwords, like some of my financial passwords, is the safest way to put it in an email, not necessarily, just not saying anything about what it is, on a phone, on a text, which is what would you say is a better way to do it?
The
Over
best
the
way to do it would be to put it on a USB and give it to him in person. But
But
if
he's in
that's not an
Florida.
option,
Mail it.
Mail it.
Yeah, but, well, okay, yeah, that would probably, yeah, you're right.
Of course, he won't get it till next year. but-
That's right.
That's
Yeah.
true too.
That's what I'm thinking.
but I guess the next best thing would be to send it an email, but not mention the word password at all,
Right,
and
right.
make
Why
it a
don't-
password protected document.
Why don't you do the old fashioned way? Why don't you call him? It's called a telephone. You can talk in it too.
But is that safe?
We're
Nothing
getting,
is safe anymore.
Yeah,
yeah, but we're getting so paranoid here. I mean, everybody's listening to what we're talking about if they wanted to, but man, people got to get a life. They're going to listen to my telephone conversation with my sister, giving a password number.
Mm-hmm.
Man, have them hack into Lynn. I'm not that exciting. I mean,
They don't know that, Dan. That's the problem. They think you are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they think your friend group, because of your age and technology level, you probably don't have a new computer that's a little more secure than the ones coming out immediately. They think they can
think
manipulate your friend group.
I think I understand the point you're trying to make here. So, yeah,
I hate to say it, but
I know.
That's
You're
what they're
young, You're
doing.
young and I'm not. That's what you're saying. No,
not
it's
that.
true. There's that dividing line between 35 or whatever,
Mhm.
and that's
Yeah, I have the added benefit of I had computer class growing up in school, so they taught us some of this stuff, you guys didn't have that. It was all on your own.
what. Plus, I'm kind of digitally challenged anyhow. I am, so that I don't as easily. So
Mhm. Yeah,
because I have issues.
we all have issues.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was great. Thank you, Lynn.
You
Yeah.
Take care.
I'll see you guys next week.
Okay.
Okay,
Bye, guys.
Have a good weekend.
thanks. Bye.
Bye.